Hello and good morning, YouTube. It is 6:04 a.m. I'm not sure if I'm leaving early enough to handle it. I got a handle right now. I'm just trying to handle it. I haven't really checked schedules and stuff. When I got home after having sort of a panic attack, mental breakdown of sorts yesterday, I had a few people that were messaging me that I responded to. Some people I just kind of stopped responding to because I just needed to lie down. The video I'd been trying to get uploaded all day. I think once I got connected to my Wi-Fi, it uploaded. I got really frustrated. I went during my lunch break into the car rental. Oh, I was just going to say the time and date, huh? It's 6:05 a.m. Tuesday, August 1st. 2023. Today's the day that my rent is due on my apartment and the day the rent is due on my storage. I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with either, and not for reasons of lack of money. I think I have enough money to cover both. I definitely have enough money to cover rent on my apartment. That's been like focus number one. I should have enough money to cover rent on my storage. If not, I'm awfully close to it. But the problems I have now is I've somehow managed to misplace both my Wells Fargo and my Chase debit card. So I can only get money out of the bank by physically going into the bank during bank business hours. And now I have a job where I work 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., which creates a problem of not being able to easily get into a bank during bank business hours. And my car is going to Rob's, which always carries the possibility of me not getting it back for God knows how long, which is a scary thing. Hey, it looks like I managed to stop my alarm without it stopping shooting video. Good times. So the fact that I'm leaving before my alarms are going off is a good sign. Not that I had a particularly set schedule, but you know, I'm ahead of whatever I had planned for myself yesterday. Of course, I was not particularly in a good mental state yesterday, so I don't think there was a lot of planning to it, other than I typically get up at a little before 7, so maybe I should try to get up at a little before 6, which as I started punching it in turned into a little after 6. It's now 6:07. Which of course I have to light up a phone to see that because my goddamn dashboard clock doesn't work. I should send Rob a text for him to just check the electrical connection to the radio so. Oh man, I forgot to bring my little forklift speaker with me. Yeah, music in the car, or you know, being able to just have some music in the car, news radio in the car, that sometimes I forget like how much that contributes to my mental stability, and how sometimes an absence of that can compound me having mental health issues while I'm trying to deal with reality in life and driving places. Definitely once I got behind the wheel and was driving away from okay, the pressure was coming off. You know, the worst thing is when I'm having a panic attack like that is people touching me and telling me to calm down. That is hands down the worst thing people can do for me in that situation. Because A, you're touching me. Like, you'd think by now it'd be common knowledge that people that have sensory disorder type issues, autistic issues, that the worst thing you can fucking do to them is touch them. That part of their reason that they're having the meltdowns, when you see someone like that having a meltdown, part of the reason is overstimulation. And the worst kind of stimulation for someone like that is touch. So by all means, like, if you see somebody that's having that kind of thing, don't fucking touch them. And more likely than not, if somebody's having that kind of a meltdown, it's because they're under too much pressure. So don't give them the additional pressure of a command to calm down. If they had a calm down button, they'd have fucking hit it already. never ceases to amaze me how fucking clueless the neurotypical is, dude. I will give credit. The cashier who, like, kept trying to touch me and grab me, which of course was overall freaking me the fuck out. Was, saying, calm down. Like, in order for me to calm down my environment, nobody needs to be fucking touching me, and my environment needs to calm down. Everybody just fucking, like, can I just get my gas in my car and get the fuck out of here, and everybody just not be standing so fucking close to me. That's what I need. Don't touch me, fucking don't touch me. Don't touch me. Like, at one point, like, there was guys behind me who kept, like, chattering at me. I don't even know what the fuck he was saying, and I was shaking. Like, I was to the point where I was, like, twitching and jerking, and was it stimming? I don't even know. I was shaking, and I was jerking, and my arms were flat. I rarely get to the point of flappy arms, which is, like, kind of a trait that people associate with the autistic. It's very, very, very rare to the point where I'm having flappy arms. I was just having flappy arms big time yesterday. And this guy behind me is just like blah 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 blah, and I just needed him to stop with them, and I'm just like, dude, please don't fucking talk to me. Don't fucking talk to me. Please, just don't talk to me. And I'm probably sure that's probably how I said it, which was the best that, in my current mental state yesterday, was the best that I could articulate, that I had no desire to be spoken at by a stranger about, when there was just zero, there was zero reason, there was nothing he needed to ask me, there was nothing he needed from me, just, you're next behind me in line, I'm courteously waiting in front of the person, trying to patiently wait while I'm having a fucking meltdown in front of the next person in line, because my meltdown does not supersede them being ahead of the queue from me. Like, just because I'm having a panic attack doesn't give me special privileges to cut in front of the line, which is long. And why is this line always so fucking long at the Circle K? But yeah, just don't talk to me. Like, do you not see that I'm, like, shaking and twitching and flapping my arms, and I'm probably not well, and you don't want to interact with the person who is that not well, because you don't want this flapping arm making contact with your nose and burying that cartilage within your face. And not that I'm thinking I'm going to lash out violently, but just sometimes I go into, like, this, when I'm that panicked, I just go into a fight or flight kind of mode, and I'm trying to keep my head together and handle what I needed to get handled, which was determining whether or not, when I couldn't focus enough when I got back out to the gas station, and my daughter just wouldn't shut up and didn't understand that this was a bad time for me to call. And of course, like, I answered the call because it was an unknown call, so I thought maybe it might be a better job offer or something. Because at this point, I definitely need a better job. The two jobs I have, I absolutely love my job at the rental car center. I do. On a 1 to scale loving of jobs, it's in the 9s. It really is. But it also doesn't pay enough for me it doesn't pay enough to cover my living expenses. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. Wow, there's not a lot of space here for me to tuck the car. That's a big problem. And also the schedule, while it's a schedule that most people say, oh, that's a great schedule, a desirable schedule, it's a schedule that doesn't give me any free time during the times when I need free times to handle things like paying of bills and going to government offices, and just, I don't like working days. I don't. I'm not a day person. Like, it's late enough, it starts late enough the day I can get up. I'm not having the crises I was having of, Jesus, I can't fucking function at this hour. I can't, like the problems I was having at Williams-Sonoma of just, this is my vampire hours, this isn't working. But so I've been consistently making it to work on time or almost on time. which seems to be more consistently on time than most of my coworkers. So, they kind of set the standard in that. But I prefer to work all night and sleep in the day. And then if I have to handle things in the daytime, just do it in the early morning after I get off work, or in the early afternoon before I go to work. That's the schedule that works best for me. That's why I function so well at Amazon, as long as I had my car. I don't know how long I'll be without a car. And maybe I should be more concerned about like how this is going to impact Domino's. But at this point, I'm largely thinking, fuck Domino's. Like, how concerned were they about how waiting a month for some completely unnecessary background check was going to affect my ability to live? How concerned were they about that? And seriously, how much of a background check do you need to do on a person who delivers fucking pizza? Like the manager, and she's, a kid, basically, at 19. Don't get me wrong, like she's really smart and really mature, but she's still a kid, And she's talking about how this guy applied and was trying to be a driver, and then his background check showed that he had embezzled millions of dollars. And oh my God, it's terrible. It's a good thing we didn't hire him. And I'm thinking, okay. Now, a guy who's got a history of embezzling millions of dollars probably shouldn't work at a bank. Probably shouldn't work for an insurance company where he controls claims and accounts that, are a lot of money. Probably shouldn't work as an accountant. Probably shouldn't manage a charity. There are a lot of things a person with that in their background check shouldn't be doing. But how much risk does a guy who previously embezzled millions of dollars pose to Domino's fucking Pizza as a delivery driver? Where he's responsible for all cash collected and paying it, and doesn't have access to the bank, isn't given a bank for change or anything. Like, he has no access to anybody else's money and has to pay up that at the end of the day. If he doesn't, is presumably fired. That seems like a perfect job for a person who has a history of embezzling money, because he doesn't have an opportunity to, I can't imagine where he has any opportunity to embezzle any money. All he's going to do is just, he's handle his minimum only. What's he going to do? Steal his tips from himself? Like what? What are you checking for in a background? What disqualifies somebody from being a fucking pizza delivery driver? Like, the only thing I think that should be really relevant is, does this person have a history of drinking and driving? Like, by all means, check a delivery driver's fucking driving record. That makes sense. All this other shit, y'all left me hanging for a fucking month. How much do you think I care if you guys have adequate drivers tonight because my car broke down? Domino's can eat a dick. Hello again, YouTube. It's still Tuesday morning, August 1st, 2023, 6:26 a.m. And I just checked the Valley Metro app on Obamaphone 5. I keep having to pull it off of my iPhone because I need to free up space, and I don't use it that often, but it stays on Obamaphone 5. It works on there barely. Anyway, the Route 32, which is the one I need to get on, there's two buses that stop here. There's the Route 30, which goes down University through Tempe and then on into Mesa. It's so noisy on this road. And then there's the Route 32, which comes south from 40th Street, turns right, stops here, makes a couple more stops before getting to the left lane, and then going north on 44th Street, which is what used to be the 153 freeway. To the side of the airport is a big no pedestrian road, so of course there's a long haul with no stops because there was never plans for there to be a bus going through there. But then when it does finally stop, it stops on the northwest corner of 44th Street and Washington. At which point I can cross Washington, which is a difficult road to cross, but I can cross it, and I can walk across the light rail station and then take the catwalk over to the SkyTrain. I really wish they would use that entire SkyTrain station as a transit center. Like,
it would make the transferring between all the various routes and stuff a lot easier. Light rail's already, poorly placed within the median of a road, and it's too late to fix that. But there's a catwalk that leads over it to the 44th Street station, which would make it such a perfect transit station. It would be nicer and easier to connect, the 44 and the 32 and the 1, which all go there. I still don't understand why the 44 doesn't go south to this area, why that's not a part of that route, but then again, that route's only every 30 minutes in an area where it really should have more frequent service. The bottom line is that transit service in Phoenix is absolutely abysmal, because as you can see, everybody drives. The only person waiting for a bus right now is me, and that's because I don't have a reliable car. I just wonder why my life always has to be like one shade of hell or another. Like, why couldn't I have been born into a wealthy family that could provide me a stable support system and get me going into some kind of a stable life where I'm not always so challenged? I mean, and now I'm in my 50s. Like, what do I have to look forward to? Seriously, what is possibly going to be better that's worth even waking up for? The thoughts I wrestle with every day. Anyway, okay, good. It's finished downloading. Fuck, I'm down to 20% battery on this thing, though. So I'm still having a problem with my phone screen. I just got it replaced, and of course, Al charged me the full amount. This really should have been a warranty replacement. And what I was trying to point out to him was the big issue wasn't that dead spot, although the dead spot was a thing that was like obvious, and he was just kind of focused on the dead spot. And he's like, well, that's from you putting pressure on it. No, I didn't put any pressure on it, dude. That's from a poor install that you did putting pressure on it. I was trying to explain to him how there was issues of light shining through from the day I got it back from him. He's like, well, why didn't you come back the next day? Because I'm too fucking busy to come back the next day. I'm fucking working around the fucking clock trying to make ends meet and just not really succeeding because of things like having to pay an additional $70 fucking for what should be a warranty phone replacement. But what's going on with my iPhone now is there's some kind of ghost touches going on at the bottom of the screen, and it keeps bringing up the thing. God, I have trouble even logging into the goddamn thing. Why do these things have to be such an essential part of our lives, It keeps doing this thing where it brings up the little minus sign, and it brings up this thing. It says search widgets and little minus signs, search widgets and minus signs next to my icons, and all I'm trying to do is launch Waymo 1, but I can't seem to get the screen to work normal. It keeps bringing up these minus signs and this search widgets, and I don't have time to go to his store and show him, hey, the screen that you put in here isn't working right, which is shitty, because I got a feeling by the time I can get down there to have him deal with it, I have to drop it again because I'm sitting at a fucking bus stop all by myself. Jesus Christ, I wish I had some kind of support system, some kind of family that would help me or care for me, or a significant other that wasn't just so borderline fucking useless. Jesus Christ. Alright, I can't seem to launch the Waymo app because it keeps making this widget thing pop up. Waymo 1. Alright, I've launched Waymo 1. Waymo 1 yeah, that's fine. Why is that not already on? Where to? SkyTrain. I'm going to have to stop recording because I can't seem to work this with one hand, and my screen is fucking up. Well, this is so frustrating. This is so, wonder what it's like for guys that have a wife that help them out with their life, and when things are bad, just get them to work and stuff, or what it's like for people, that have family members that actually care about them and are part of their lives and are there to help them when they're down. I wonder what it's like to live that life, to have that blessed life. Jesus, I want to just fucking jump in front of the fucking traffic right now. I can't get Waymo 1 to work. I don't have enough space on Obamaphone 4 to install it on there. I mean, I could probably free up some space, but I'm so fucking panicked right now. I can't fucking see straight, and I got the sun is so goddamn bright. I can't hardly see the fucking screen. Jesus Christ, 6:39 a.m. I think the bus is going to show up at 6:56. At this point, I'm just sitting here by myself, all fucking alone, struggling so hard. I can't even fucking get. I can't order a Waymo on my iPhone because the iPhone screen is all fucking whack because fucking Al did a fucking shit ass job with a fucking screen that doesn't work right. I can't go there to deal with that because I got to work all fucking day because I got this work schedule that everybody says is such a great schedule for a job that doesn't pay enough to pay my bills. Because nobody will hire me and give me a job that pays enough to pay my bills. That's not the bus I need. That bus doesn't go where I need to go. There's another bus coming. I might just get on it just so I can get the fuck out of this spot right here because I don't like standing here and all this noise and all this trucks and shit kicking dust up at me. Oh my God. I'm not going to make it through today, I don't think. I don't think I've got the strength to make it through today. I got a whole day of fucking rental car place that I'm supposed to come back here and pick up my car and somehow get changed clothes. And these are the only dark shorts I seem to have, with the pockets are so fucking tight in it that they don't hold my stuff, and I think that's probably why I lost my debit cards. But they have to have, they're so picky about what you look like at Domino's. It's like, they need to be black shorts, but I don't own any black cargo shorts. All my cargo shorts are like light colors. They're like light gray, and that's not even a bus, it's a fucking truck. Like light gray and beige. I thought they used beige, not that I bought beige, but it's what I have, and I don't have any money to go buy new shorts, or do I even have time to go to the store if I had money to buy new shorts? Fuck. God, I just wish one of these giant trucks would come up on the sidewalk and just end my fucking pain. Jesus Christ, 6:41. Point in having a bus stop when there's hardly ever any buses that stop at it. I'm pretty sure I got enough money in the account to pay for a Waymo. It's only like $6 to get over there, but I can't get any of my devices to fucking work. Maybe try something. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Alright, it's 6:59. I made it over here to 44th and Washington. This is where the bus drops you off for the Route 32. So I gotta get over to the SkyTrain station. It just makes no sense that they don't use the SkyTrain station as a transit center. In fact, Phoenix doesn't really have any functional transit centers the way that other cities do. That was something I really liked when I was in Portland. How all the buses, local routes in an area would merge up in a spot where they would connect to all the other routes that take you long distances, as well as the light rail. They would all kind of come together in a single spot of these transit centers so you could get where you're going and make easy transfers without having to cross lanes of car traffic where people are trying to run you over and deal with all these red lights and shit, where you could just walk safely from route to route to route to route to get to where you're going. Oh shit, I'm trying to get up there. And Phoenix just doesn't have that. Whenever you're not driving in Phoenix, it's just, you're in just this dystopian nightmare of everybody in motor vehicles trying to run you down and kill you. So I sent a text to Rob to let him know that my car's at his shop and to let me know. And fortunately, I've got his number in Obamaphone 5, and he knows Brittany's number. So, he's got Brittany. He knows that's my number, Brittany's number. So when it comes up on his phone, and so he's probably not awake yet. But I sent him that text so he knows that my car's there. And I asked him if he could check a fuse for my radio, because no news and clock is making me crazy. Oh, God. so much walking just to get from one route to another route when there's all this space in front of the SkyTrain station where the buses could stop, where you could have a nice, safe transit center. I mean, it's unfortunate that this rail was put in the middle of Washington Street, where everybody using it has to deal with the dangers of crossing Washington Street. But you know, the buses, there's the SkyTrain taking off, SkyTrain taking off. But for like buses, it's an alternate, you know. Of course, here we go, restricted access employees and airport purposes only. How's it going? First time I've tried doing this. I work at the rental car center. I guess that's security to stop the riffraff from coming across here. When this is a City of Phoenix facility, it really should be for, you know, transportation of every citizen, not just those rich enough that are using the airport, the people that work at the airport. But hey, at least I can legitimately say I work at the airport, even though I don't have any kind of ID that says so. I think I'm supposed to be getting one. But I don't know, maybe just seeing me come in a safety vest was enough for him to go, yeah, that guy's probably legit. Well, hey, it's just a little bit after 7 o'clock. See, now the Route 44 stops down there. That says not in service, but I know that'll soon turn into a Route 44. And there's, as you see, there's space down there. So, and there's the connectivity to the bike route along the canal. There's space there. I mean, why just the 44? And why not have the 32 stop there, and also the 1, which are the 3 routes that come through here? They could all stop there, and then also transfer the light. But you know, I mean, it's pretty obvious the City of Phoenix doesn't want SkyTrain used for any transit above and beyond people going in and out of the airport, which is unfortunate because it also connects to Route. Not only does it connect to these 3 routes here, but it also connects to Route 24 at 24th Street Station. You can also connect to Route 13 there, which is the Buckeye route. 24 is the 24th Street route that also goes out Glendale Avenue. I also connect to I think you can connect to Route 13 at 24th Street Station. You can also connect to Route. Yeah, you know, it used to be you can kind of get to Route 13 from the station at Terminal 3, but I think it's probably easier just to connect at 24th Street Station now that there is a 24th Street Station. And as for the car rental center, I don't know that you can really connect to anything else there. I mean, you're really close to 16th Street and to 16th Street Station, but they designed the car rental center in such a way that, it doesn't use these doors, it just uses these doors. That's why those doors have no little sign above them, and these ones do. It always kind of messes me up that way.
Terminal 4 and Terminal 3. Next stop
Thursday,
is
Friday.
Terminal 1.
Yeah, mine too. Are you the 7:30 to 4?
Please stay clear of the
It's
door.
yeah, the way they've designed the car rental center and everything in and around the car rental center is done in such a way that there's just zero connectivity to 16th Street, even though 16th Street is a major stroad with a major bus route on it. It's like,
Please hold on. This train is bound for Terminal 4 and Terminal 3.
It's so typical.
I face this direction because I'm thinking the airport is that way, but I forget the route. It goes out the other direction and
Next stop is
loops
Terminal
around,
1.
just not thinking.
Welcome to Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport.
Well, I got plenty of time. I was stressing about time. I just don't like sitting at a bus stop for 30 minutes. Bus stops here are just so uncomfortable. Like, I got the sun glaring in my face, and then trucks driving by so close, kicking up dust at me, and it's just a miserable place to be. I feel a lot safer here on the SkyTrain. parking lot is. I think it has to do with Sky Harbor employee parking, and I might be eligible to park there once I get my MLS ID badge, and maybe I should talk to Rob about that. Rob, tall black manager, Rob. It's been a complete mindfuck for me finding out that the two women that work in the office that I find to be really, really attractive are both his half sisters. Like, and they're both just so sweet and gorgeous. I wonder what airline it is that has those stripes on the back there. Those are cool looking. That overpass there is why they call it the SkyTrain. And it doesn't look all that impressive from here, but it goes up and over an active taxiway, and it beats some kind of record as far as like the highest overpass for an airport tram system or something of that nature. I don't know. I remember reading or hearing about it on the news. This giant parking garage over here that we're looping around.